That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a EA Sports Notre Dame's in the game edition of the Always Irish Show. What a perfect summer topic, right? Everybody's losing their mind over this. It's a perfect summer topic, man. It's the closest to football we're going to get for months. So everybody's going nuts with it. Let's get into it. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Get a video thumbs up. That helps Yanni Boy out as well. Notifications on. You know why. That way you're alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, nobody blames you. Call-in lines, they've been popping even in the off season. I love it. 312-900-8815. Dial Uncle Johnny up. Tell them all you've heard and seen. USA Today Irish Wire. Read all about it there. Patreon.com/alwaysirish. Former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. We did a deep dive into Texas A&M. Everything that could go right and wrong in that moment, parlayed that into a deep discussion about Notre Dame's quarterback situation and where that's positioning. Deep dive. Stuff you ain't going to get on Blue and Gold, stuff you're not going to get here. Thanks to everybody over there. That's what that's for. Digging deep and getting into the weeds. I love it, man. There's nothing else I'd rather talk about. All right. So here's the deal. EA Sports is rejuvenating the college football game that we all grew up playing. I don't know your age range. I'm going to be 40 in a few months. I'm not a big video game guy. I don't have the patience. When I was younger, we played video games and I just kind of grew out of it. And then the other thing, I'll be honest, there are 7-year-olds who can do these controllers better than I can. And what's interesting about that is I have way above average hand-eye coordination when it comes to sports, golf, baseball, whatever. I have I'm comfortable saying I have way above average hand-eye coordination when it comes to sports. I can't sit there and hit 80 button combinations to make my Army guy do this or whatever. You got to be a scientist to figure out these controls. And that's when I phased out of video games. When the controller went from like 6 or 8 buttons to 85, you got to all hold at the same time. I know, John, you're old. You're whatever, man. Golf. I would play the Tiger Woods Masters golf game to be able to act like I'm playing Augusta. And it's not moving a million miles a minute, and I can actually just hit a couple buttons and hit a golf shot. So I phased out of the video game thing like in high school when I started playing sports more and traveling for that and doing all that. I remember my brother and everybody playing this game when it was the Vince Young years. And you would just snap it to Vince Young, have him roll out. And if nobody's open, he would just outrun you to the edge, get a first down. And if somebody's open, you throw it. And that's your whole game plan, right? So then the games discontinue, whatever. They made a big deal. They were going to bring it back. Then they had the cases to determine the NIL for the game, how much these guys could get paid for being in it. That's a new thing, right? All of this. So all this has been building up, and I got to admit, really good timing on the release of something like this in the beginning of the summer where there ain't nothing going on. There's nothing going on in the world of football other than, you're following your team's recruiting and whatever, but there's no football going on. It's the perfect time to drop something. So they start dropping these trailers, the commercial for the game, showing you little features, whatever. The big thing with the Notre Dame contingent is some of the changes to the uniforms in the game. And I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows, if it's an exact representation of what our home uniforms are going to look like or whatever, or if maybe they're an alternate that we don't know about yet. or if the game's just not as accurate as everybody wants it, because some of these details with Notre Dame's uniform changes are very minuscule to me, like a smaller things, but that you notice if you're a Notre Dame fan. So what I want to do is let's go over the trailer for it and then look at the Notre Dame specific stuff and see what we all think. So let's try and bring this up here. And we'll take a look at what we're working with here. Here we go.
Finally, it is here. You can take all that just another game stuff and throw it out. The eyes of the nation are on this field today, and that's what these players live for.
All right. Now, here's the first thing that I'm going to say that I noticed. My favorite part of this whole thing is they show Michigan at the end, and the next thing you see is an asterisk. I'm just throwing that out. That they show Michigan at the end, and the next thing that comes on the screen right in the middle is a big asterisk. Whatever. Maybe it's random, but that's where my mind goes. The details on a lot of things with this game are modernized, and better digital quality. The Notre Dame, it's not as gold as I'd want it. It's getting more into like the turd brown Charlie Weiss look. So that's a weird thing to me. If you're doing this and you're updating everything and all the graphics are better, Notre Dame's pants are looking more like lightish brown than the gold that I would want them to in the helmets too. So I don't know what to think of that. That's a little weird to me, but I do love that asterisk right there in the middle of the screen. All right, let's look at some Notre Dame part of it. You see what I'm talking about? Those helmets are like silvery brown, gray. Maybe I'm old and my vision isn't right, but I'm not seeing the shine that I want. It's not quite as bright as I'd want the gold to be. Those helmets in the sun look like they're matte gold, kind of gray. Am I dreaming this? When they're running on the field, am I dreaming this? That they look like gray silver kind of. Maybe it's just the angle. And I'm not going to worry about it that much, but it's the summer. What the hell? Here's a great example from Inside the Irish here. Do you see what I mean? Look at this side by side. There's the game. Okay, real life. Look at the gold shine on the helmet. Matt Turd Brown looks like Charlie Weiss era helmets. Not impressed. Sorry, bro. You want me to do this? I'm doing it. Not impressed. It looks like Matt Brown. It looks brown. Also, This is the one we need to focus on, this picture right here. Okay? Couple things here. Number one, have you noticed the Under Armour logo is centered right underneath the V in the, in the collar area? It was up on the side before and was white. See what I mean? And there's no Notre Dame logo there. At the bottom of the V cut, there's no shamrock or nothing. And then it looks like they moved the Under Armour over there. I liked the shamrock or the little ND there. Now it looks like they're moving the Under Armour logo there. Also, in the same color scheme, look at the sleeves. The ND is gold. It used to be white. A lot of people are talking about that gold insignia, the interlocking ND on the shoulder and the gold. I think white pops way better, especially if the gold is going to look more brown than gold. This gold right here does not look like gold. It looks like brown to me. So if you're going to go with gold, the white ND pops. If you're going to go off of that, the gold's got to be like shiny or something. It's going to just blend in if it's as dull as what this still frame shot is. And again, those helmets are not as gold as I want them. They remind me of the Weiss era. So then people are saying, are these alternates or is this what they've changed the home uniform to or whatever? I like the white on navy interlocking ND because it pops. And if you're going to do gold, it's got to be a bright gold because the way it is right now, I could barely even see the insignia. What's the point? Also, again, I would prefer a shamrock or whatever. You got the ND on the pants that pops. A shamrock or something instead of giving Under Armour the centerpiece because they're not good at outfitting teams and they're not good at outfitting Notre Dame. And their cleats cause more statistical injuries than any of the other footwear companies. So I don't know what to make of this. There's a bunch of mixed feelings and reviews on it. And I still have no clarity on if these are alternates or an official permanent change or what. I mean, it's whatever. Maybe I'm expecting too much of the game, but if all these graphics are so good, then give me some gold helmets that shine. Like, I'm serious. If this is 2024 and everything's all technology, we could do. Look at the difference in that gold and this turd brown gold. I'm not impressed. Not impressed. So, listen. I totally understand everybody loves this game and they just want more college football, like whatever. I totally understand all that. I get all that. Like, have your fun, do your thing. Here's the other thing too. With all of the garbage going on in this country and the way people treat people and the way people act in public, like nobody knows how to act anymore and everybody seems to just be up to no good. I'm not going to crap on people that want to just sit there and play this game for 10 hours. You're not hurting anybody. You're not doing anything stupid. God bless you. Have at it. Like, I used to kind of rip on the video game culture, whatever. Dude, it's a lot better than what a lot of people do when they leave the house. So if you're just going to sit there and eat Doritos and play a video game, it's less harm than what a lot of other people do when they go outside. And the way people act so stupid these days in public. So I don't know what you guys think about it. The gold doesn't pop, and those sleeves, I don't like them unless the gold pops and you can see it. And even then, I'd prefer white for the pure contrast. White on navy is a pure contrast. ND logo pops. This doesn't have that. The gold would be lame unless it's bright enough that you make it pop. But from this, it doesn't look like it. So again, I don't know if I'm expecting too much out of the capabilities of their editing team or what. I have no idea. So I don't know. Whatever, man. Knock yourself out if this is your thing. I'm not going to be playing it, but knock yourself out. Bro, the last thing, I got a PS2 or a PS3. I think I bought a PS3 and that's it. I don't have none of this PlayStation 5, Xbox Live. It's all the same to me, bro. So I don't know anything about the video game culture anymore. I'm too old. So whatever. What do you guys think? Does anybody have information on if this is a permanent change on the uniform or what we're doing? Also, on the way out, if anybody wants to get a Ride Again t-shirt, link in the description. This is the year we need to rise up the ghosts 100 years later. Ride Again is my theme of the year. If you want a t-shirt, link to them in the description. Let me know what you think about this.